Hi, it's Tilty Carlson here. It's always a good time for classic westerns, and Kino Lorber has just given us one of the greatest of all time in 4K at long last. The movie we're looking at today is High Noon, starring Gary Cooper. I'm going to unbox this release and I'll share my opinions. Great cover art there, of course, with our hero facing insurmountable odds in the film's climax. There's our spine text. Back cover with all of our photos and pertinent information. Underneath, we actually have some different artwork, which is very cool. And on top of that, we actually get reversible artwork. So I'll flip that around real quick. Here's the alternate artwork. So we actually have two different reversible artworks, and they're both different from the slipcover. So I like the variety that Kino really gave us with this. Inside the case, it's just pretty basic. Nothing too shocking as far as Kino Lorber releases go. I'll read the description of the movie as follows from the package. Brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master from a 4K scan of the original 35mm camera negative. Screen legend Gary Cooper won the 1952 Oscar for Best Actor in this classic tale of an aging lawman who stands alone to defend a town of righteous cowards in one of the greatest showdowns in the history of cinema. This movie also marks the first starring role for a beautiful young actress who went on to become one of Hollywood's most beloved icons, Grace Kelly. Produced by Stanley Kramer, directed by Fred Zinnemann, and written for the screen by Carl Foreman, High Noon garnered a total of 4 Academy Awards, including Best Score for Dmitri Tiomkin, and now stands as one of the most cherished and influential films of all time. Western favorites Thomas Mitchell, Lloyd Bridges, Katie Hirado, Otto Kruger, Lon Chaney Jr., Harry Morgan, Jack Elam, and Lee Van Cleef round out the rousing cast. So like I said, I love a good Western, and very few Westerns are as famous as High Noon. Gary Cooper, always one of Hollywood's all-time great stars, and he gives one of the greatest performances of his career here as Marshall Kane, who of course is retiring from his job, leaving with his new Quaker wife to go run a store. But it's not long before he hears that one of the criminals he put away while he was a marshal got pardoned and is now on the way to meet his old gang and of course seek their revenge. This prompts him, against the will of his wife, to stay in town because he knows he's going to have to stand up for himself, because what will come will be pretty disastrous, to say the least. And it's a great cast of others, many of whom, of course, are too cowardly to stand with him against these evil forces that are on their way. I mean, we even get the likes of Sheb Wooley playing the brother of the man that he'd previously put away. Wooley, of course, would go on to be known for singing the novelty song Purple People Eater, and he'd appear in films much later as well, including Hoosiers in the 1980s. But then you get like Lloyd Bridges playing a deputy marshal who is bitter for not getting the job of full marshal when Kane resigns. Katie Hirado playing sort of an estranged love interest of sorts who isn't afraid to hold her own and put the boys in place when they need it. Harry Morgan playing one of the cowardly townspeople who wants nothing to do with Kane when he learns that he's in danger. Lee Van Cleef is a member of the villain's gang in his first feature film role. An all-around fantastic assortment of people. Many of the actors, interestingly, actually went uncredited in their roles, but everyone gets some promising moments. The movie only clocks in at about 85 minutes, but it packs in a very full story. And of course, the innovative use of real time really helped to set this apart from a lot of other Westerns. I mean, this movie takes place over the course of 85 minutes, and it runs 85 minutes. The time might not be exactly accurate, but it was a novel element, and this is, of course, frequently shown with the clocks and watches in the film, and it's one of the things that really helps this to stand apart. High Noon has often been imitated, ripped off, parodied, but it's never been replicated in any serious, effective way because this film is just such a classic that stood the test of time. It's one of my favorite movies ever, one of my favorite Westerns, and I'm always happy to revisit this one. The movie finally arrives on 4K after a few delays and the like, but I am happy to see that it's here, and I'm pleased to say the picture quality does not disappoint. The Dolby Vision, of course, is not overly aggressive, but it does give you just that little extra tick of black levels and brightness when they're needed. I'm not going to say this is a massive night and day improvement over the earlier remastered Olive Films Blu-ray disc, but that's only because that disc already looked so great as it was. And I don't own any of the earlier releases of the film, but I have been told the framing might be slightly tighter or zoomed in on this release. I can't really verify that, but to me, the whole movie looked excellent. There are the occasional soft shots and the ones that might look a little, soft, faded, but that's just due to the inherent source photography and the like. I think this is about as good as we can ever expect High Noon to look on a home video format, and I'm okay with that. For bonus features, we get several trailers, both for High Noon and other films of the era, but then we also get the featurettes from the older Olive release, as well as an older 1990s featurette on the making of the film, which, while its inclusion is nice, there's a bit of repetition with the other extras and some of the content that's explored, but I do think fans of the movie will be happy with what's here. There's also 2 commentary tracks as well. Any fan of Westerns, classic cinema, Gary Cooper, or any of the above will definitely want to add this Kino Lorber 4K of High Noon to their collection. How about you? Are you a fan of High Noon? Do you think it's the greatest Western ever made? Do you think it's Gary Cooper's best film? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more comics. I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.